Look, guys, I'm not gonna lie. There is just too much news today. How much news is there? What's that? Well, there's so much news that we don't have enough time for it. Luckily, not enough time is just enough time for our segment. Ain't nobody got time for that. Collusion. It's the big question about the Trump campaign and Russia. But one place where there's definitely no collusion is between Rudy Giuliani's brain and his mouth.
In a new interview, the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, says he cannot say if Trump campaign officials colluded with Russia during the 2016 campaign.
False reporting is saying that there has been no suggestion of any kind of collusion between the campaign and any Russians.
Well, you just misstated my position. I never said there was no collusion between the campaign or between people in the campaign.
Yes,
I have no idea if I have not. I said the President of the United States.
Wait, hold on. Did Giuliani just admit that there was collusion? I think he did. And look at their faces, like, neither of them can believe what just happened. Like Cuomo looks like a valedictorian caveman, and Giuliani looks like if Gollum realized he just left his wallet in an Uber. He's just like, my precious. So after months of saying there's no collusion, now Giuliani is saying there might be collusion. Not by Trump, but by Trump's campaign. And I'll be honest, I don't know why Trump keeps letting Giuliani go on TV to represent him. Because it feels like every time he goes on, it just causes more trouble. Unless that's the point. Maybe the master plan is to keep creating so many new scandals that Robert Mueller can never finish his investigation. Yeah. Every time Mueller's like, well, I'm just about ready to wrap this thing up, Giuliani's like, I hope no one finds out that Vladimir Putin is secretly Trump's father. Then Mueller's like, oh, 2 more years. Now look, we could spend all day playing you clips of Trump denying that there was any collusion whatsoever. But we don't have the time to enjoy busting Trump, because another one of his minions has been busted for some other shady shit.
Breaking news on these 2 bombshell reports. President Trump, first, his former fixer and personal attorney, Michael Cohen, just admitted to paying to manipulate polling data before the 2016 presidential election. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, Cohen paid using a Walmart bag full of cash that could break campaign finance laws. And Cohen says he did this at the direction and for the sole benefit of the President of the United States.
A Walmart bag full of cash? This is such a strange story, and it's crazy that Michael Cohen was rigging polls for Trump while Trump was out there complaining that the polls were rigged. You realize this is proof again that whenever Trump accuses anyone of doing something wrong, he's actually just talking about himself. He's like, the polls are rigged, folks. And also, Hillary's very disappointed that her sons look like pervy vampires. And now look, on a normal day, we would spend forever on the idiots that worked for the Trump campaign. But there's no time, because it turns out that we all may be the real idiots. You know that the 10-year challenge? Yeah, you know the thing online? Yes? Well, it turns out that tech companies could now use this to enhance their facial recognition technology. Yeah, we've basically helped the robots track us. And you might think memes like the 10-year challenge and the twinning app are cute and fun, but it turns out there's a real sinister side to them. And please, trust me, I know.
The twinning, yeah, you're familiar with this whole twinning thing, right? You put your face on there and then it finds a celebrity that you look most like. So they did us too, apparently. They did us, and it kind of ranks it percentage-wise. Okay. So Chuckster's up first here on the pop sugar. 79% say you look like Charles Barkley.
That's funny.
Trevor
Noah. You look like, oh no, Ernie.
Marco Rubio.
You look like more Rocco Rubio than yourself.
Yeah.
Funny.
Trevor Noah. You and I both look like Trevor Noah.
Okay, what? This is just, I know I'm half black, half white, but this is ridiculous. This is, like, according to this app, I'm the love child of Charles Barkley and that white dude's bow tie. I don't even understand what this is. Do you understand what a disaster this is for me, right? You realize that robots think that I look like everyone. That means in the future, I will get arrested for everyone else's crimes. And it also means that I can never date a robot, all right? Yeah, because I'll be like, I can't believe you cheated on me with Charles Barkley. And the robot will be like, sorry, I was 59% sure it was you, baby. To make it up to you, you can put it in my other socket tonight. Oh, and speaking of lookalikes, the USB port. And speaking of lookalikes, it turns out Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, he might want to ask his dad if he ever made a secret trip to Afghanistan.
Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has a lookalike, and it took a talent show halfway around the world to find him. Just so you know, Trudeau, he's the one on the left. On the right is Abdul Maftoon. He is a wedding singer in Afghanistan, and here he is in action.
Okay, this is just weird. All right, on the one hand, I'm 50% certain that that is not Justin Trudeau. But on the other hand, after he took that trip to India and basically became Indian, you can never be sure anymore. And you know what? We can actually find out for sure if it's him. All we have to do is put the Afghan singer into the Face Match app, and we see if there's a match that... Oh, God damn it, man! Come on! Now, look, I'm not gonna lie. It would be great to mess around with who looks like who and talk more about the problems technology is creating, but we don't have the time, because it turns out that big tech is also solving them.
Microsoft is pledging some big money to tackle homelessness in Seattle. Microsoft announced a $500 million commitment to preserve existing affordable housing and spur construction of new units. $25 million of that will go toward philanthropic grants to address homelessness in the area.
Yes, it turns out the mega corporation that brought us Windows has now decided to add doors and roofs as well. But seriously, kudos to Microsoft for stepping up to help people struggling with housing. Right? At the same time, you also know that the system is broken when corporations have to step in and do the government's job. You know, like corporations are basically like, we're winning too hard. You know what this is like? It's like in Monopoly, right? I do this when I'll be crushing so hard that I just start giving people money. I'll just be like, here, 200 for everyone, 200, 200, 200, 200. Yeah, because it's not fun if everyone around me is in jail.